claim that although the ketogenic diet has significant positive effects on epilepsy and has short-term benefits for weight loss, it shouldn't be a permanent solution for weight loss. So first I'm going to explain what the ketogenic diet is. This diet consists of an increase in fat intake and protein intake while decreasing greatly the amount of carbs you intake. So the goal of the keto diet is to reach ketosis, which is the body's natural process of survival when there's a lack of carbs. So instead of using carbs to make energy, it uses fat, which can cause a lot of weight loss. This alternate form of energy created by ketosis is known as ketones. So she gives us 3 claims. The first claim is, although the ketogenic diet promotes weight loss by metabolizing fat, there's a secondary side effects like short-term memory loss. Her second claim is ketogenic diets can be a powerful and promising option for therapy in a range of cancers. Her third claim is that keto diets can positively affect epilepsy. So on to her first claim. For this, she gives us she's referring to the side effects of the diet, and she gives us a study from the Department of Agriculture that reported that there was low-carb dieters that performed worse on short-term memory tests than their control group. But the problem with this is that the sample group for this study was only 19 women from the ages of 22 to 24, only 9 of which were placed on the low-carb diets. Since this is such a small percentage of the population, I don't think it's very representative, it consists of only 9 women of a certain age that were placed on this ketogenic diet. And this is really the only evidence for this claim she's giving us, and it's there's a big gap because she's telling us that there's a lot of side effects, but she only gives us short-term memory loss with a quite not that trustworthy sample. And a contradictory claim would be a study done by Robert Percornian, a neuroscience professor at the University of Cincinnati, where they found that ketone levels caused by the ketogenic diet were positively correlated with memory performance when given to people with Alzheimer's. So the keto diet is something that is traditionally given to a lot of people who are developing Alzheimer's, which is a memory loss problem. So this kind of contradicts her idea that it's bad for your memory. And so the conclusion of the study was that it can potentially improve the memory function. On to her second claim, that the keto diet is good for a range of cancers. She shows us that the low-carb intake can limit the growth of cancerous tumors. And this information is quite irrelevant because it doesn't support her claim at all. It's more of an informative, because her claim is that the ketogenic diet is bad, yet she's giving us positive information, which seems quite contradictory, and she doesn't explain why it would be bad when she only gives us information on the positive effects. For her third claim is that ketogenic diets positively affect epilepsy. So this is what the keto diet is traditionally used for. There's no really debate about that. And those who are on this diet with epilepsy tend to have less seizures. And this is another piece of evidence that doesn't take a position. It doesn't connect back to her main point that the ketogenic diet shouldn't be used in the long term. It just gives us information about why it's good for certain medical benefits, but doesn't give us the negative, which is she is trying to claim her main point. So in conclusion, this argument was pretty flawed because we were only giving really one piece of evidence showing that this diet is not the most beneficial diet, and she doesn't really give us any reasoning behind any of her claims. And so most of her claims just are it seems more like of an informative speech than really an argument at all. And it doesn't give the audience, it leaves the audience feeling more confused than to be on her side that this diet is, well, problematic. So she doesn't really show us the negative aspects of this diet, even though that's her primary claim. She doesn't, it's not well connected. Thank you.
Okay, the organizational stuff is fine. On the first point, your kind of criticism of the study is okay. It would be helpful if you had some, medical criteria by which you could assess the sample size or how significant the results were. It's really just a very generic criticism of the size of the study, and so I'm a little bit iffy on that. I did appreciate, though, that you provided us with a counter piece of evidence suggesting that there is potentially a problem, or a benefit to using this when it comes to memory. So in essence, the side effect might be mitigated in some way. So maybe it's not a problem. And then, like you said, the point 2 and 3 are really not relevant to why it is that people should avoid using the ketogenic diet. They are information about potential benefits of the ketogenic diet, not a drawback to the ketogenic diet, and definitely not anything about why we should restrict its access. And I thought that you explained that pretty clearly. It's straightforward and to the point. All right, thank you. Keep my